Pow! Day 3 of the engine removal, transmission, peripherals, parts, unknown project. Yesterday took a transmission out. To get the transmission out, took the reverse switch plug, clutch slave cylinder out, installed the actually installed the steel plate to hold the engine up, removed the serpentine belt, removed the 3 bolts that hold the EC compressor in place. The EC compressor doesn't come out until the engine is lowered maybe a couple inches, then there's enough room to slide that out and rest it in the cabin of the car. It's a closed system, so you don't want to take it apart if you don't have to. Also took all the bolts out from the transmission that is holding it to the engine, and as well, if you remember right, we forgot to take the 2 lower, 1 nut and 1 fancy schmancy Torx bolt out, so we did that. Disconnected the shift cables and removed the left and right transmission mount. I think that was all that was involved to get the tranny out. Then I was able to just wiggle it loose. It wasn't as easy as I was hoping or thinking, but I wiggled it loose. Rested it on my motorcycle stand, and then I lowered it. It was a little wobbly, so if you're using a jack and a piece of wood, it probably wouldn't hurt to use a strap to strap it in place, so as you're lowering it, it doesn't inadvertently fall on the floor and maybe even break. To lift the transmission, it's not that heavy, it's less than 100 pounds. I was able to pick it up myself. I'm not a big guy. I was able to pick it up and carry it to the side, so that's not a problem. And remember to get that left lower transmission bolt out that's holding it to the engine. It's a really tight spot to put this Torx in. I don't know what kind of special tool or what kind of over-the-counter tool you can buy for that. I used what I had. I jimmy rigged the wrench and the T50 Torx socket bit, and I was able to get it out. And personally, I'm not going to buy a specific tool if I don't have to for a job I'm going to do twice. Well, I'm taking 2 engines out and putting 1 engine in, so 3 times, I guess. Yeah, that was it for the transmission removal. Oh, and also I took the 1 remaining drive shaft out, because as I explained earlier, the 1 drive shaft is already missing. And then after that was out, then I continued on and preparing the engine to be dropped. So I disconnected the airbox plug that goes from the air filter box to the mass airflow sensor. I removed that line, took the auxiliary air injector box, I'm not sure if that's the correct term I'm using or not, unplugged that, unbolted that, took that out, took the unbolted, there's a ground strap right beside there, took that off, unplugged the intake fan that's just below that and labeled it. I removed the serpentine belt. Also I drained, well, I didn't really drain, I just used a turkey baster to remove any remaining power steering fluid in the reservoir. And then I removed the reservoir as well. And I think that's where we're at. That's where I left off yesterday, and the objective today is to get the engine out. So to get what's left, if my memory serves me right, I'm not even looking at the manuals, as next step I'm going to drain the coolant and take the radiator hoses off, disconnect any power steering lines, disconnect any fuel lines, and remove all the wiring harness from the computers, and gonna push those through the back wall. Dipstick needs to be removed, but I'm going to go through all that step by step. But this is just giving you a quick little overview of today's tasks that I like to get done. It's right now Saturday, It's already a little late. It's almost 12 o'clock, noon. A little late start today, but now I'm gonna hop to it.